You want to know the truth about someone? Don't follow their words, follow their routine. Because cheating today doesn't look like it used to. There are no lipstick marks on collars, no mysterious late-night calls, no obvious messages left open on a phone. Modern infidelity is quieter, smarter, hidden inside everyday habits. And that's what makes it dangerous. You've probably felt it before, that subtle shift. She says she's busy, but her energy feels somewhere else. She says she's just stepping out for a bit, but your gut tightens for reasons you can't explain. And here's the part most men ignore. A woman rarely cheats in the bedroom first. She cheats in her schedule, her excuses, her extra routines, and the places she goes that suddenly don't include you. If she's consistently disappearing into certain locations, the same salons, the same late-night stores, the same quiet cafes or yoga classes, not once, not twice, but week after week, that's not coincidence. That's a pattern. And patterns tell the truth long before people do. Ask yourself this: why does she always go at the exact time you're busy? Why are you never invited along? Why does she come home with a different mood, a different scent, a different energy, yet the same explanation? Today, I'm going to walk you through the 11 specific places where infidelity hides in plain sight, the safe zones women use, because they look innocent, normal, even respectable. But once you know what to look for, you'll never see them the same way again. Stay until the end. This might explain everything your intuition has been whispering. The first place might surprise you, because on the surface, it looks harmless, even normal. The hair and nail salon. You see, when a woman is cheating, she doesn't need a secret hotel room right away. What she needs is an alibi that no man will question. And the salon is the perfect cover. It's feminine, it's socially acceptable, and it's the one place she knows you won't follow. But here's the strange part. She spends 2 to 4 hours there and comes home looking exactly the same. No new haircut, no fresh color, no different nails, just the same look, paired with a vague explanation like, "It was crowded, I had to wait," or "My stylist was running late." And you feel that tiny sting of doubt because something doesn't add up. Think about it. Why does she go at the exact same time every week? Why does she never bring home a receipt? Why are there no photos, no check-ins, no stories about the stylist she supposedly trusts? And here's a deeper question. Why does she get tense, even defensive, when you casually offer to drive her? Because the salon, for some women, isn't a beauty appointment. It's a pocket of time carved out of her week where she can disappear without suspicion. It's a meeting window, a hiding place, a routine that masks a double life. If your gut has been whispering that her self-care time feels off, you're not imagining it. Routine is where the truth hides, and the salon is often the first red flag. The second place looks even more innocent, almost too innocent to question. The grocery store. She says she forgot one thing, has re-asked eggs, toothpaste, fish sauce, something small, something simple, something that shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to grab. But somehow, she's gone for 45 minutes, sometimes a full hour. And you feel that strange discomfort again, because you know how long a grocery run should take. You've done it 100 times. You know the store is 10 minutes away. You know buying 1 or 2 items is quick, yet the time never matches the story. Here's what most men overlook. Cheaters don't need complicated alibis. They need repeatable ones, habits that blend into daily life without raising suspicion. And running to the store real quick is the perfect one. Pay attention to the pattern. She always goes to the same store at the same time, usually when you're distracted working, gaming, doing chores, or relaxing after dinner. She refuses when you offer to go with her. "No, it's fine. Doing problems actual. It's faster if I go alone. $2. It's just one thing. Is 1 Browns." She comes home with one small item in her hand, but a completely different energy on her face. And here's the question that should make you pause. Why would a 5-minute errand turn into an hour every single time? Because a grocery store run creates the perfect 20-30 minute gap to meet someone. No receipts, no paper trail, no questions asked. If your gut tightens every time, she grabs her keys and says, "I'll be right back." That's not paranoia. That's intuition trying to protect you. The grocery store might be the smallest errand, but it can hide the biggest secret. The third place is where things start to feel different. Not suspicious on the surface, but strangely too private. The hotel spa. You see, a regular spa is one thing. Women go there all the time. But when she chooses a hotel spa, week after week, something shifts. Because hotel spas aren't just about relaxation, they're about access, privacy, and convenience. They're designed with side entrances, quiet hallways, and places where no one asks questions. And the first red flag? She never wants you to drive her. "I don't want to bother you," as with filled, "I'm embarrassed," is firm laid, in quote. It's just me time, in Expel Forest. But deep down, you feel the tension in her voice. You feel the way her energy changes when you offer. And a part of you wonders, why does she really need to go alone? She's gone for 2 to 3 hours, yet can't describe the treatment she supposedly received. No talk about the massage. No details about the facial. No comments about the staff. Just vague answers like, "It was nice," or "I'm tired," end quote. Then she comes home with a different mood, either unusually calm or strangely distant. Sometimes there's a scent that doesn't belong. Not perfume, not lotion, but something that feels out of place. Why? Because hotel spas create the perfect environment for a hidden meeting. Rooms upstairs, quiet lobbies, private exits, no receipts that look suspicious. And if she's suddenly treating herself more than ever, especially during times you're busy or not around, you have to ask yourself the question you've been avoiding. Is she going there to relax or to be with someone she doesn't want you to see? Your intuition knows the difference. The fourth place is one most men never question, because it sounds productive, healthy, even admirable. The evening class. Yoga, Pilates, dance, painting, a women-only fitness workshop. All respectable activities, and that's exactly why they make the perfect cover. At first, she's excited. She talks about self-improvement, growth, and me time. But then the details start to slip. She refuses to tell you the precise address. She never mentions the instructor's name. She insists you can't go with her. It's all women. "I'll feel embarrassed. You'll make me nervous." Yet week after week, she comes home 30-60 minutes later than the class schedule. No progress in flexibility. No new moves learned. No artwork created. Just the same vague explanation. It ran late. And here's the part your intuition notices before your mind does. Her energy. She returns not energized, not relaxed, but emotionally scattered. A little too quiet. Or a little too bright. Why? Because these classes provide a perfect window, a recurring appointment where she can disappear without raising suspicion. A fixed time, a private location, a built-in excuse. If she avoids giving details, avoids sharing updates, avoids letting you join, and avoids accountability, then she might not be attending a class at all. She might be living a second schedule you know nothing about. Before we continue, answer this for me in the comments. What city are you watching this video from? I'm always curious where this community is tuning in from, and your answer helps us reach more people who need to hear this. Now, let's move to the next place where the truth hides. The fifth place is one of the most deceptive, because it hides behind the most powerful shield a woman can use. Friendship. She tells you she's going to see her best friend. Is one prowls, someone from college, someone she grew up with, and it bright candid, someone who really needs her right now, end quote. And on the surface, it sounds perfectly reasonable. But then you realize something strange. You've never met this best friend. Not once. Not in years of being together. No birthday photos. No tagged posts on social media. No phone calls you've overheard. Not even a casual introduction. Every time you ask, the story shifts just a little. They're private, end quote. They're going through something. We can't have a so proud, end quarter. You wouldn't understand the dynamic, as well as the fans. But the real red flag is the pattern. She visits this friend at the same time, on the same day, every single week. Almost like a scheduled appointment. And she never invites you along. Not even casually. Not even once. When you ask what they talked about, she becomes vague. When you ask where they live, the details get fuzzy. When you ask how long she'll be gone, she snaps or gets defensive. And when she returns home, there's a shift, a softened mood, a calmer voice, or sometimes the exact opposite. A drained, distant energy. Why? Because the best friend is one of the oldest alibis in the book. It creates built-in privacy, zero accountability, and a perfect emotional cover. If you've never met the friend she sees every week, you're not dealing with friendship. You're dealing with a story designed to keep you on the outside. The sixth place hides behind something no one ever questions. A noble cause. She suddenly joins a book club, a women's circle, a charity group, a volunteer team, or some vague community organization. And at first, you feel proud of her, proud that she's giving back, learning, growing. But then, the details start to dissolve. You don't know where this group meets. You don't know who's in it. You don't know what they discuss, what they accomplish, or what she contributes. Every time you ask, the answer feels thin. It's hard to explain. End quote. It was just a quick meeting. To 2000, you wouldn't really get it. And it's every 17s of the martyrs. She leaves at the same time every week, but returns later and later. Sometimes she walks in glowing with excitement. Other times, she comes home quiet, irritable, or strangely drained, the emotional whiplash that tells you her mind was somewhere intense, somewhere secret. And here's the part that hits your intuition. She becomes defensive the moment you show any interest. Not because you're intruding, but because she knows this is the one place you can't verify. There are no attendance lists, no public updates, no friends you know, no reason for you to show up. These groups create a perfect storm. Flexible schedules, zero paper trails, and built-in privacy disguised as community. She's not just joining a club, she's creating a space where she can vanish and no one would ever question it. If every answer feels vague, if every meeting feels untouchable, if every question triggers irritation, you're not dealing with a hobby. You're dealing with a hiding place. The seventh place is subtle, almost invisible, because it sounds peaceful, harmless, even romantic in a way. A quiet cafe. She says she goes there to read alone, to unwind, to escape the noise of the house. And at first, you believe her. Everyone needs space. Everyone needs a moment alone. But then, the pattern appears. She always chooses the same cafe at the same time every week. Not a random visit, not a spontaneous coffee run, a ritual. Yet she never wants you to come with her. Not once. Not even when you offer kindly, casually, or out of curiosity. She sits in the same hidden corner, a seat tucked away from the crowd. A place where it's easy to meet someone without being seen. And when she returns home, something feels off. She doesn't mention what she read. She can't recall the chapter she finished. She gives vague answers like, "I just needed quiet," classed, but her energy tells another story. Too calm, too soft, to reset. Or the opposite, distracted, unfocused, distant. Because for many women, the cafe isn't about coffee or books. It's about privacy, a protected meeting point that blends into everyday life. And here's the truth most men miss. When a woman wants space, she communicates it. When she wants secrecy, she creates routines that keep you out. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to the channel, not just to support the work, but so you never miss content that helps you see the patterns most people overlook. Now let's move to the next place where infidelity hides in plain sight. The 8th place is tricky because it hides behind something emotionally soothing. A walk. A simple, innocent walk by the lake, at the beach, or through a quiet park. Something anyone would do to clear their head. But when a woman is cheating, that walk begins to change shape. She goes on the same day, at the same time, every single week. It's no longer spontaneous. It's scheduled. And the biggest red flag? The way she dresses for it. She says she's just going for a walk, but she puts on light makeup, fixes her hair, chooses flattering leggings, sprays perfume. Not the scent she wears at home, but the one she knows makes her feel desirable. You offer to come along, and she shuts it down immediately. It's my alone time. Too safe braze. I need space. You'll slow me down. Then she leaves. And when she returns, her energy is noticeably different. Either too cheerful, glowing in a way that doesn't match a simple walk, or strangely distant, like she's already lived another emotional life while she was gone. She shows you photos of the scenery, but never includes herself in them. Not one selfie, not one candid moment. Just landscapes. The signature camouflage of someone who doesn't want you to know who she was really with. Because these scenic spots are the perfect meeting places. Quiet, romantic, easy to blend in, and far from anyone who might recognize her. When a woman dresses like it's a date, but calls it a walk, your intuition is the only honest witness in the room. The 9th place is one of the most common hiding spots, because on the outside, it looks like self-improvement. A woman decides to get in shape, focus on health, or finally be consistent at the gym. Nothing suspicious at first, but then the routine becomes unusually intense. She starts going 4 or 5 times a week, even though she barely exercised before. She does her makeup before leaving, full eyebrows, tinted lips, perfume, things no one needs to lift weights or run on a treadmill. You offer to go with her, not to check on her, not to question her, just to spend time together. And suddenly, she becomes uncomfortable, defensive, dismissive. It's my personal time. I don't want a workout partner. Our schedules won't match. But the real signal isn't the words. It's what happens when she comes home. She barely breaks a sweat. Her hair isn't messy. Her clothes don't look like she just finished a rigorous workout. And when you ask what exercises she did, the answers feel vague, rehearsed, like someone trying to remember a story they didn't live. She doesn't follow any trainers online, yet she hides her routines like they're state secrets. Her gym bag becomes private. Her water bottle suddenly matters. Her phone stays face down the moment she walks through the door. Why? Because the gym is the perfect alibi. A place where no one questions time gaps, where meeting someone for 30-45 minutes blends perfectly into a workout, and where every excuse sounds healthy. When her fitness routine grows faster than her transparency, you're not witnessing discipline. You're witnessing distance. The 10th place is one most men never even imagine could hide infidelity. A church group or Bible study. Because faith feels pure. Faith feels safe. Faith feels untouchable. That's exactly why some women use it as the perfect cover. It starts suddenly. She joins a new fellowship, a midweek Bible circle, or a small prayer group. She says she wants spiritual growth, community, or connection with other women. And of course, you support it. Who wouldn't? But then the inconsistencies show up. The group meets on the same night every week. Yet she can never explain what they studied. She comes home with no notes, no verses, no reflections. Just vague comments like, "It was good," or "We talked about life." You ask if you can join her just once. Not to interfere, not to spy, just to support. And her reaction is immediate. Tense, uncomfortable, almost panicked. It's private. It's women only. You wouldn't fit in. But something feels wrong because her attitude shifts after every meeting. Sometimes she returns oddly peaceful, almost glowing. Other times she's distant, withdrawn, emotionally absent, like she left part of herself somewhere else. And when you gently ask questions, her answers become shorter, sharper, wrapped in a tone that says, "Don't look any closer." Here's the truth. Not all secrecy is sinful, but all secrecy has a reason. A genuine spiritual group brings openness. She'd want to share stories, lessons, moments of insight. But when every detail becomes a locked door, you're not witnessing faith. You're witnessing a hiding place. The 11th place is the most powerful alibi of all: family. When a woman says she's visiting her aunt, her cousin, her sister, or some relative you barely know, you don't question it. Because family feels sacred. Family feels safe. Family feels like the one thing no man wants to accuse. But that's exactly why it becomes the perfect hiding spot. She goes every week at the same time, like clockwork. Always the same excuse. They need help. They're going through something. They just want company. But notice what's missing. She never takes you with her. Not once. Not even for a holiday, a birthday, or a quick introduction. You've never seen photos. Never heard phone calls. Never met these relatives, even though she sees them all the time. And when you ask simple questions, where do they live? How are they doing? What did you guys talk about? With guys in this as way. Writing 6, her answers shift, grow shorter, or change from week to week. Then comes the emotional signal, the one your intuition feels before your mind understands. She returns home calmer, or oddly drained, like she just stepped out of a different emotional world and hasn't fully re-entered yours. That reset mood is not the energy of family, it's the energy of someone living a double routine. Because family is the one excuse no one verifies, and cheaters know it. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen your wife or girlfriend go to any of these places without you, and you didn't think twice about it at the time? Share your experience below. Your story might help another man see what he's been missing. Now that you've seen all 11 places, you probably notice something powerful. Cheating rarely starts with a kiss. It starts with a routine. Not the hotel room. Not the late-night text. Not the cliché signs everyone talks about. It starts long before that. In the small, quiet, repetitive habits she builds right in front of you. A salon appointment that never changes her appearance. A grocery run that takes an hour for one item. A yoga class she never progresses in. A cafe she reads at but never talks about. A family visit you're never invited to. Each one, on its own, might look harmless, but together they form a pattern. A pattern of secrecy, distance, and emotional withdrawal. And the hardest part? It's not the places themselves. It's the way she slowly removes you from her world. Her schedule changes. Her energy shifts. Her transparency fades. And you feel it. Not in your mind, but in your gut. That's the part men ignore the most. But your intuition isn't paranoia. It's your emotional intelligence trying to protect you. Here's the truth. A woman who is loyal moves toward you. A woman who is cheating moves around you. And a woman who is preparing to leave moves away from you entirely. So pay attention to the routines. Pay attention to the timing. Pay attention to the way she reacts when you simply ask, "Can I come with you?" In it person is now. End quote. Because words can lie, stories can be rehearsed, but routines, the real patterns of daily life, never hide for long. Trust what your intuition has been trying to tell you. It's been right the whole time.